Bad, particularly Livingston, who went into administration, lost so many players. An absolute joy for both sets of fans and players to come onto this turf and get ready for what I think is going to be a very, very exciting game.
It's led out by Gary Smith and Livingston by Stuart Lovell. 9,000 Livingston fans certainly making their presence felt. We have sunshine at Hampden. We've had torrential rain for the last hour and a half, I can tell you. The first Celtic Rangers free Scottish Cup final in 7 years since Bobby Williamson's Kilmarnock beat Falkirk in 1997. Today could be the first manager outside the Big Two to win two major Scottish trophies since Alex Smith 14 years ago at Aberdeen. But he goes with a 4-3-3 formation when they're attacking. Alan Reid, a more defensive option for Tom McManus, their only change. Thompson, O'Connor and Ryden, Edinburgh-born, all lifelong Hibs fans. Thompson, Ryden were here as boys to see their club beat Celtic in 1991 in the final. Ryden and Scott Brown, another homegrown talent, will both have to drop back and cover Livy's wing-backs when Hibs are defending. Livingston, the 20th club to appear in this final. Marvin Andrews, one of the players asked to take a wage cut in administration. They've only won one game in 6 since then. Andrews' defence has kept 14 clean sheets this season. He's from Trinidad, Rubio from Madrid. And he'll fully feel the emotion of today's minute silence in remembrance of this week's bomb victories. For Stuart Lovell, today's match means that much more. He played 104 games for Hibs, but was heart-achingly axed from the starting lineup on the eve of the 2001 Scottish Cup final against Celtic and left for Livingston shortly afterwards. His brother Simon has flown from Australia to see him. Ryden reportedly being watched by Tottenham today after netting 10 goals this season. The 21-year-old is among Bobby Williamson's cherished group of exciting young players. The referee, Willie Young, took the Bells Cup final in October, Inverness Caledonian Thistle and Airdrie. He's also officiated at the Scottish Cup final too, so it's a clean sweep for him. A lawyer from Ayrshire, and we will have a minute's silence in remembrance for those who lost their lives to the terrorists in Madrid this week. And for Oscar Rubio, a poignant moment. The 27-year-old from Madrid started his football career at Real, and I feel this more than anyone in the stadium. After the moment in remembrance of the CIS Insurance Cup final of 2004, and it will be Livingston to kick us off and underway, I think, kicking from left to right then and away towards the east end of the ground. Hibs 37,000 all around the stadium. The Livingston 9,000 supporters away to the left in this first half. Derek Lilly and David Fernandez up front for Livingston. Fernandez, Livy's record sale when he went to Celtic, now back at the club. And it's the underdogs who get us off and underway. As I say, if you go on recent form between the two and league position, then Hibs should be the underdogs, but because of their overwhelming support here, Ray, you have to fancy them.
Well, also they've got a lot of younger players in the team as well, which could count later on in the game, Jonathan.
Immediately on the attack, but Emmanuel Gerardo got in and thumped it away under pressure from young Brown. Only 18 years of age, Scott Brown. And the great Hibe's roar rings around Hamburg. There's the far post. And an early touch of the ball for the Livingston goalkeeper, Roddy McKenzie. Alan Murdoch, who had gone forward.
Good header, wasn't it, from Murdoch? He heads it down, no one in front of the goalkeeper. That's a position you normally find your striker in there. But O'Connor had just come off him. If he stayed there, it could have had a simple tap-in.
Murdoch getting forward in search of his second goal. And a goodwill message from David Beckham this week going into the game. Was at Manchester United as part of Beckham's group as a young man. Jamie McAllister will take the throw in. In two finals, both League Cup and Scottish Cup when he was at Aberdeen by Celtic. This is Burton O'Brien, who wants to go forward and out wide to the left-hand side to get the crosses in. And Daniel Andersson, the Swedish international, in goal for Hibs. That won't help his nerves.
That's for the first 10-15 minutes in cup finals are normally about Jonathan not making too many mistakes, because both sets of players will be very nervous indeed. Hardly any of these have played in major cup finals, so they're going to find their feet for the first 10 minutes or so.
Fernandes. Free kick for high kicking. Hibs have won this competition on a couple of occasions. In the early 70s they beat Celtic 2-1. Certain Mr. Kenny Dalglish scored Celtic's goal the day that Pat Stanton scored and Jimmy O'Rourke scored.
Do you know, I came here to the final 1971, Celtic 6, Hibernian 1. I was only a little boy at the time.
Indeed. Early settling down period for both fans and players. McAllister, Glasgow born. In the final when he was at Queen of the South as well. I think he was beaten in that. A major final in Scotland. Tackle on him. Wide to Brown. Rylands in the middle. The litter of balloons. It'll be a throw into Hibs. The youngster there, Kevin Thompson from Edinburgh. This is David McNamee. Another one of Bobby Williamson's youngsters, Kevin Thompson. He was here in 1991 watching their League Cup success, their second success against Dunfermline. McNamee for Livingston. And a scrappy early passage of play. Conditions aren't, in terms of the wind, aren't perfect. It is blustery. But the pitch has a little bit of give in it.
Yeah, it's actually starting to carve slightly. You know, players have been slipping over slightly.
Listen to the noise from the Hibs fans. Brevner broke his arm against Rangers in the competition. Scored against them in the Scottish Cup 2001, 2002, I seem to remember. Missing from the Hibs side.
And a Hibs fan as well, Jonathan. I haven't played with him at Reading, I know that.
That's key, isn't it, to the way Bobby Williamson's doing things there. I mean, the core of this Hibs side. Edinburgh-born players, lifelong Hibe's fans. Got an edge. The Gillingham boy. Kevin Thompson once again. This is Gary O'Connor, Scottish international. Smith looking for Scott Brown. And then he was covered well. Smith with the throw, looking for Brown once again. Scored at Montrose in the second round. sunk to the knees. With Stuart McCauley, the assistant referee on the far side.
Good tackle this, isn't it? There you go, have some of that. In fairness, Tim, he stood up.
And take a tackle, the assistant. By Marvin Andrews, has captained his country, Trinidad and Tobago, in the past. Fernandez offside. Really make it at Celtic, over the 19 games there. There's Bobby Williamson, the Hibs manager, was a striker at Rangers. Says when he went to Edinburgh, he was dubbed a Wiggy, is it? Which is a Rangers man?
Yeah, someone from Glasgow.
Running edge once again. Murdoch. McNamee back to Livingston and was pushed. And Reid, the offender. What would Tom McManus be thinking? Reid, a little bit more defensive maybe than McManus. That's why the 22-year-old has gone to the bench, Tom McManus, and misses out on another cup final from the start.
I found it very strange, you know, speaking to some reporters before the game in the press room, and they were very surprised that McManus wasn't in the side, because he said that his quality of performance this season has been very good.
Murdoch climbs. There's a little bit of a push in there, Murdoch again away. This is Burton O'Brien. He finds Jamie McAllister. And Lovell wants it. A long while he had it at Reading, over 220 games. And Livingston just knocking it around quite confidently. That's Rubio. Lilly, Fernandez. They've made a run on that left-hand side, and they're getting a lot of room over there. This is McAllister. Lilly wants it. Came to nothing in the end. They're certainly getting space on that left.
Well, what's happening at the moment, you can see, Jonathan, that Hibs are playing with 3 up. You know, they're just leaving them up there, and that's pinning the Livingston back 3 back. But it's allowing the 2 wing backs, particularly McAllister on that left-hand side, to get forward.
Hibs form, as we said, is shaky. They haven't won inside 90 minutes in their last 6 matches. They've lost their last 2. There's McManus. More heartache in a final for him. O'Connor couldn't keep it in play for Hibs. Good pressure in there by Alan Reid. And a slip. Cross flashed through to Ryan on the edge of the box behind him. Maybe McNamee. The Glaswegian. And Murdoch away. Level. Bit of space again here for Jamie McAllister. What can he do with it though this time? Disappointing ball in once again. Level makes the run. Covering back in there by Scott Brow. And they get the cross in this time, Livingston. This is McAllister. Dunbar away. Still the pressure is on here. And Hibs haven't settled. Referee playing on. And Fernandez tried to chip it out wide to McNamee, who was arriving. That's why Livingston didn't get the free kick. Referee was playing an advantage that in the end didn't come.
Well, it was all about the poor ball from Fernandez, wasn't it? He's gotten down to the ability. Here's the challenge. I don't think there was too much in it. He's tried to play it, came off the Hibernian lad's foot as he kicked through it there. I think he'll be okay, McAllister.
Seen a lot of the ball. Jamie McAllister. Minute settling period. Certainly for me, Ray, Livy have started it better.
Well, they're starting to get the ball into the wide areas where they've got the advantage at the moment with both wing backs getting forward. But the 2 front men, they've got to be shown a bit better than laying the ball off.
This is a chance for them now. Oh, not a great ball pushed in by Lee Makel. Some experience on him. He was looking for Lily. And cleared away by Gary Smith initially. Makel once again. Fernandez had to stretch. Murdoch finds Roland Edge. A bit of naivety there by Riordan. Lovell. O'Brien again looking for the overlapping run. McAllister. Edge beaten in the air. Chance here for Livingston. Fernandez got Lily towards the far post. Murdoch dives. Corner kick.
Neither or there, was it, from Fernandez? He's got ability, but he doesn't show often enough. Long crossfield ball here. Roland Edge gets underneath it, goes to David Fernandez. Now you're looking for him to put the ball into the far post. You can see Derek Lilly is in there. He just needs a bit of height on that ball to the far post, and it could have been a good chance for Livingston.
Livingston around evens money, 11 to 10 to win the match. Hibs 11 to 8 on with some bookies. Big powerful header away by Murdoch. Level. McNamee. Also in front, but stayed down. Now maybe Hibs can break. And the ball out wide to Scott Brown. He has O'Connor and Riordan in the middle. Head down at the moment. Riordan far post. Just nicked away from him. Good covering back by Lovell.
Great covering back to the Stuart Lovell. Good break as well from Hibernian, showing good pace. Scott Brown takes the defender on, gets it to the far post. You can see Riordan's coming in, but Stuart Lovell does his defensive duties extremely well.
Murdoch forward in the box. Perhaps will be the man they aim for here. Cornwell's in there as well. It's deeper. Headed back. Keeper's ball. Glams doesn't make great contact, and Cornwell up and over. Big and brave and step forward to take the first of the penalties against Rangers in the semi-final. The man who's at his second spell at the clubs, Newcastle player, went there originally on loan and then back to Easter Road in January on a permanent deal. Again beaten in the air. Struggled with injuries since he moved to Scotland. And Reid, he's looking forward for Scott Brown with the pace. That's wasted. Don't forget, you can text us with your thoughts on the game. Text number 80088. Remember to text the word comment and then your opinion. 80088. That number once again, and we'll read out your text at half-time. That's a corner kick to Hibs. Kevin Thompson's gone across to take it.
Last time he took one from that side, he found Colin Murdoch with a corner. Could it happen again? On this occasion, Scott Brown standing on the keeper. I wonder if he stays there.
And Caldwell's in there. Alan Reid towards the near post. Nearly dropped to Caldwell. It was headed away, Bosco Rubio. And the clubs in Spain, Logrones and Firenze, having failed to make the grade at Real Madrid. Scored Livy's first goal in Europe. He'll always go down in cherished memories for that, against Vaduz it was. His defence under pressure again. And this time it was Marvin Andrews. It was just pushed. According to the referee.
I think the referee gave it for a push on the goalkeeper, Mackenzie here, and I think it was Scott Brown who was on top of him. Just see the ball comes in here. Keeper tries to come for it. He's actually his own player. The referee's got that totally wrong there, Mr. Young.
McNamee pressurising, covering back though. Yes, Marvin Andrews, one of the players who was asked to take a wage cut during administration, could have left, could have gone somewhere else, but stayed to fight the Livingston fight. And this is McNamee running into a blind alley there. And lifted away, and they look for the pace of Brown. The goalkeeper way outside his penalty area. Ryden. And the challenge by Oscar Rubio.
He took a huge gamble here, didn't he? Townsend with the ball over the top, looking for the run of Brown. But Roddy McKenzie, well, we'll say it was good goalkeeping in the end, because he got in the right position to clear the ball.
This is a good run by Thompson. Full of youthful energy. And Gary Smith, full of age and wisdom and experience. Ryden's in the middle. Underneath it, really. Over back to me. Ryden once again. Over the top to the goalkeeper. Certainly, Hibs are looking for the pace of this man whenever they can. Scott Brown, the 18-year-old. Reed. Hibs just picking up a little bit. This is Ryden. Chance here.
Not bad effort, this, is it? Hits it with the left foot, bounces in front of the goalkeeper McKenzie, but he does well to grab it into his body, because there's one or two Hibernian players coming in just in case he spilt it.
He's got a great free kick against Livingston last season, I seem to remember. This is first major final. He's playing up front with, sort of up front with Gary O'Connor, who once denied him a final, playing in the National Boys Club semis here in Scotland. He was playing for Hutchison Vale, and O'Connor's side, Salverson, beat them. He's being watched, we believe, today by Tottenham. According to the newspapers this morning. Fernandez. Ball by Marvin Andrews, looking for Lilly. Ryden, this is O'Connor. He's got Brown on the edge of the penalty area, and the Hibs front three now beginning to look lively. He aims at Reed. A bit of buffeting in there. Going to be away by Burton O'Brien. And Lilly eased off it by Doumbé. And Hibs beginning to get in their stride. 9-0. Livingston 0, the CIS Insurance Cup final, approaching 20 minutes. It's a good run by Kevin Thompson. Lacked any final delivery. Direct, isn't he?
Just took too long on the ball there, he had the right thing.
Oh, onside now though, and this is a chance. This is Brown for Hibs. His second or third touch was too far, and it's off the line. Andrews off the line from O'Connor, but the chance was Scott Brown's, and his control let him down. It was either his second or third touch. It was too heavy.
It was too heavy. He tried to chip it over the top of McKenzie as he went through there, but I also thought there was a suspicion of handball there by Andrews.
Up and away by Daniel Anderson. That's certainly the closest we've come. And that's a free kick to Livingston and Burton O'Brien. Lovell will take it. O'Brien, only one man in the middle, and that's a strong challenge on him anyway by Gary Smith. The veteran, now is he 32?
They hate that word, you know, players hate that word, veteran.
Gary Smith lengthening in the tooth. Better? Approaching the autumn of his playing career. Late summer. Marvin Andrews. Thompson. It's neatly done. This is Barry Caldwell to O'Connor. And Andrews once again, who was the man in the right place there to clear off the line from Gary O'Connor.
Well, this is the chance. He's onside, certainly is. And as he goes through this, his third touch, that's the touch it takes him just a little bit too near the goalkeeper. Good save, does that? There, didn't touch his hand there. very close, isn't it? We can see though that none of the Hibernian players actually shouted for a penalty. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt there.
Good open final. This is McNamee. Fernandez wants it. Lily's further across the top of the picture there, but it's still McNamee going through. With McNamee, that would have been something of a rarity. Only his second Livingston goal.
Both wing-backs, Jonathan, for Livingston have been very positive, haven't they? McNamee and McAllister. Oh, this is a penalty. This is the opportunity. Just bounces up. Oh, no, it wasn't.
Off his midriff. Marvin Andrews is a religious man. Has a quiet period of reflection and prayer before a big game. O'Brien, Jamie McAllister. Smith goes across to meet him. Also covering back Scott Brown. Dumbe away. Dorado was a little bit sluggish in the attempted clearance.
Yeah, but you got to give credit to O'Connor as well. You know, it wasn't a good ball down the line to him, but he tried to make it into a good one by putting the defender under pressure.
On an edge. Ryden has pulled out wide again. That's clumsy. Well, gets a waggle of the hand from the referee, a grimace from the Spaniard. But no question of it being a free kick.
Showed good feet there, didn't he? Ryden going past Rubio. Just too quick for him on that occasion.
Well, Murdoch's there, the Northern Ireland international at the far post. Hasn't scored since October. O'Connor's at the near post. It's saying deeper than that. They were looking for Caldwell. Dropped between the two, and now the quick clearance away to Fernandez. Dumbe's there with him. Support arriving. He won't be able to sit. Now he may. Level. McNamee again on a run. All the time as that move built up at pace, Lily had taken up a good position on the far side. They couldn't find it. Back come Livingston again. That's offside, Lily.
I thought that was close. See here as he tries to play it across. Yeah, maybe just a yard, just straight off Derek Lilly. What he should have been doing there, Jonathan, is looking across the line, but he's moaning at the midfield players there because they're not playing it quickly enough to him.
Gordon Strachan amongst the crowd here. Good to see him back in the game, Gordon Strachan. I hope he's back soon. Dumbe. O'Connor chasing. Another the Frenchman across. He was at Paris Saint-Germain at the start of his career. Quite make it there, Manuel Dorado. And that's easy for the keeper, Wally McKenzie. He's buttoned down the goalkeeping position here this season from Alan Main. Chance for Brown once again to get a quality ball in, but it's blocked by Dorado. And he pulls out wide though on that far side, that the Hibs right, or Ryden on the left-hand side. Livingston are definitely spread.
Well, what's happening, Jonathan? McAllister, the left wing back, he's pushing up into a more midfield area, and that's leaving that left-hand channel, you know, vacant. And Dorado, the centre half, doesn't want to go out there. He wants to stay more central, so it's giving Brown a lot of room out there.
Murdoch and Caldwell in there. O'Connor's in there as well. Keeper chose to punch Ryden deep. Hibs ball. Me not enamoured with the decision. Reed. Out to Ryden again. And a gentle plopped header back by Jamie McAllister was neat and tidy. Thought about the throw out quickly there to Burton O'Brien, but couldn't work her way through. Ollie McKenzie thinking twice about it. Was at Hearts for about 50 odd games. I'm sure the Hibs fans will remind him of that. Thompson. Right into O'Connor. Only 20. Such youth in this Hibernian side. And Andrews, it was a risky ball. Caldwell was munching the yards, but McAllister came out with it. Now looks for Lilly. It's the first pass he's had in that channel throughout these opening 26 minutes.
I thought it was
the best use of it.
I thought it was a foul though. I thought Doonby come in from behind and certainly brought Derek Lilly down there. He just sees a simple ball down the line, looks, try to get across. He does, he goes into the back of the legs of Derek Lilly, and I've certainly thought that was a free kick.
No, but it was the way he went down just a split second late, Ray. Persuaded the referee that he'd taken a tumble. Fernandez wins it back here for Livy. Scrambling stuff. And Reed picks it up for Hibs and looks for the ball to O'Connor. It's well read by Marvin Andrews.
Just overhit the pass there, didn't he? Looking for the run of O'Connor. But Andrews has got the pace of him there. Very strong as well in the challenge. Just held him up. The front two of Livingston have got to start doing a lot more though. I've noticed Fernandez on 3 or 4 occasions that he's gave the ball away, and he keeps looking round at David McNamee and blaming him.
This is Fernandez. Again, support, slow to arrive, and there's a little bit of off the ball there between Lovell and Thompson. And the keeper saves easily from the McNamee cross. That was a little bit nasty off the ball.
I think it was Lee Mako and Kevin Thompson it was. McNamee puts into the danger area, but no one getting across in front of the goalkeeper there, and in the end it was easy for Anderson. Certainly Thompson just having a word with the referee, Willie Young there.
David Hay, what a player he was. Made 5 appearances in a row in this particular competition between 69 and 74 for Celtic. Only won one of them against St Johnstone, I think it was. Kenny will probably put me right at half-time. 69-70 season, I think it was. Terrific player, wasn't it?
Oh, fantastic player.
World Cup 74, played all 3 games for Scotland there.
I would say that about most Celtic players though.
Free kick here to Hibs. Two men in that Livingston wall. Thompson and Caldwell over it. O'Connor on the edge of the penalty area, looking for Murdoch. Ooh, well, the goalkeeper is irate because he went for the dodgy option, Wayne Andrews, instead of getting it away. Went for the gentle header back, looking for his keeper, and he's conceded a cheap corner here.
I don't know what he's trying to do there, Jonathan. That's madness. You know, any pace on that header back from Andrews, that could have went into the back of the net.
Caldwell forward. Livingston with all back bar Fernandez. Andrews away. Thompson. Cross nearly came to Murdoch. Edge is the first man to it. Ryden here for Hibs to take on his man on the outside. Gets the cross in. Andrews. Again, it could have gone anywhere. Just moments of anxiety in that Livingston penalty area now.
That could have went anywhere, that opportunity. Just saying, it's a lovely ball. Look, from Riordan to the far post, and it just causes all sorts of problems in that Livingston defence. As McAllister at the back post, I think it was, just comes off his body, ends up gratefully going back to Roddy McKenzie in the goal.
I remembered how far Livingston have come in their history, from Ferranti Thistle, Meadowbank Thistle, and Livingston in 95-96. It's level. And Dorado, the ball wasn't intended to him. For him, I think it was intended to go out wide to Jamie McAllister. They were looking for that left in the opening period of the game, but Hibs have tightened it up. Riordan. Momentarily McNamee got the wrong side, but covered and clears. Thompson to Edge. O'Connor nearly at the end of that one. Caldwell. And he comes to Scott Brown. Livingston cleared away. Gibbs' 8th appearance in the final of this competition since its inception back in 1946-47. The last appearance was a decade ago. They lost 2-1 to Rangers at Celtic Park. Riordan was nearly the end of that. Thompson looks for him again. McNamee turned the quicker. Oscar Rubio wasn't the most intelligent of defensive clearance. Power back forward by Edge. Andrews comes out. There's a little bit of afters between Thompson and Nakel. Gunbay's cross had no quality at all. John McGuinness, lottery millionaire, big Livy fan. Edge. Lily. Now they find Jamie McAllister. Quality of the final ball from both sides to the penalty area and into the final third has been wretched. It's a good touch by McNamee. By Lilly. Lilly back to him once again. Reed. Chase for Riordan. And for Oscar Rubio.
The reaction of some of the Livingston players when they give the ball away is absolutely atrocious. You know, they're looking at each other and blaming each other. You know, that's not exactly what you want from your players. You know, you've got to gel out there. You've got to be as a team. You know, if someone gives the ball away, you get on him in the right way. You say, come on, you know, get it down. Let's start passing. Let's get ourselves back into this game.
Throw by Edge to O'Connor. Back to the former Gillingham fullback. Andrews away. Level. Fernandez is fouled by Murdoch. Referee waited to see if Fernandez could get onto the ball, and Inverness and Livingston could keep possession. Fernandez again. Lee Williamson. His assistants Jerry McCabe and Jim Clark. They're going one better today than the last occasion they were in charge of a team in the final of this competition 3 years ago. Kilmarn beaten by Celtic 3-0. Last couple of minutes got scrappy again, Ray. Wonderful support though. To the throw, Rubio away. Well, that is building up to be a little bit of a contest. Thompson and Lee Makel, the experienced 30-year-old, originally born in Sunderland, started his career at Newcastle, had spells at Blackburn and Huddersfield. Good header on by Lily. Fernandez. Dumby gets across the cover and was the quicker of the two, noticeably. Lily again, bustling. That's their first real shot.
At least it's on target. It's all he's on doing as well. You know, he's closed people down, making it difficult, gets his strike on target. Easy save for Anderson in the end.
Rubio. Still dropping back there and wanted it, but now moving away. Fernandez. Showed too much of it to Thompson. O'Connor onside. Now for Hibbs. O'Connor has Ryden in the middle. Thompson pushed it through. Ryden found O'Connor and then went looking for the return. Livingston nearly undone by their sloppiness, their own sloppiness.
Well, it's Fernandez, isn't it? You know, giving the ball away. He's trying to do too much on the ball when he gets it. Should just give it nice and simple. Now he needs to move. Once he's laid the ball off, said he's standing still, get on the moves, make it difficult for defenders to pick you up.
Dunback. Harry O'Connor. His touch was a bit weighty. Makel in. And Lily. Can move it wide to McAllister at Livingston. O'Brien has moved forward down that left-hand side. Just having a picture now. Makel played it and gets it back. That's a fine pass. McNamee, that's the pass of the first half. And again, the cover was there very, very quickly. Not cleared away though. Fernandez. Run into the penalty area by Burton O'Brien, but again the quality of the passing was poor.
Fernandez once again there, isn't it? It's just taking too long to do things. And also when it came out to McNamee, a lovely ball from Makel, but his first touch lets him down. You know, he's got to get that out of his feet quickly and then deliver it into the box.
Lee Makel, another man with Edinburgh football in his boots, had a spell at Hearts. Moved to Livingston in December of 2001.
Tell you what, him and Thompson in the middle of the park having a right ding-dong. There's about 3 occasions they've flown into challenges. They've been head-to-head on one occasion as well, which the referee didn't see.
This is Thompson. Cool out. There's some space out here then. On the Hibs right-hand side for Gary Smith. Scott Brown. Lively early on, they look for his pace, but he's disappeared somewhat. Livingston had space on their left-hand side as they move forward. That's been closed down. Caldwell. Fernandez. Chance here for Livingston. The keeper's out of his penalty area, gets the last touch and deflects it away for a corner kick. That was a major opportunity for Livingston and David Fernandez.
Yeah, it's just a straightforward ball over the top. Dumby's caught for pace. He's through Fernandez. I tell you what, he's done very well, Anderson, in the end. Just got a slice of touches on this. He diverted it behind for a corner kick because I think that was on target.
Lily's in on the goalkeeper. Fernandez far side of the penalty area. Anderson got the touch. Rubio gives chase. Needs support, or will he settle for the throw when he gets the throw in the end? Off Roland Edge. Lovell will leave it for a long throw in to come in from David McNamee. Will it be down that line? And it's short. Fernandez. Went for the 1-2. The keeper was alive to it. Daniel Anderson.
Overhead hit Lee Makel, didn't he? A little through ball there. It was good movement from Fernandez in that occasion. Very powerful run from him. Very direct, knew exactly what he wanted to do. Level back.
minutes to go before the half-time whistle. Murdoch stretching. Edge hand tying. Lee Makel. And, well, another day, that might have been given a free kick to Livingston. Norman Andrews away. Lee Makel. Ooh.
Well, they've seen Anderson off his line there, Lee Makel. Good vision to have a look up, see where the goalkeeper was. Just turns, there he is. He has a little look up, tries to chip him, but Anderson got back onto his line, always going over the top. He's a good player, Makel. I'm surprised that he hasn't pushed on a little bit.
30 now is Lee Makel. He's looking for his 10th goal of the season there. Another man who had cup final heartache in the past. He wasn't even on the bench for Hearts here against Rangers in '98. Murdoch was climbing on Fernandez. Free kick quickly taken by Lilly. David McNamee. Fernandez skipped away from Murdoch, who was cumbersome. Looking for Lilly. Just nicked away in time. And Murdoch to Thompson, and the roar from the Ivies fans picks up again. Bryden and O'Connor have made the same run, really. And they couldn't release it wide. They couldn't get it out. And in the end, it's cleared away by Emmanuel Gerardo. The opportunity was there to find Scott Brown. Here he is. That should be a free kick. It's gone straight through him.
That's a poor challenge. It really is from Gerardo. He says he's going for the ball. I'm not sure about this. Look, he knows exactly. There's the little damn. He comes across. He takes a bit of the ball and a bit of Brown as well. But earlier on, Riordan, you know, he should have got his head up. There's a perfect opportunity for him just to slip the ball on to Scott Brown, who's in acres of room. They would have been through 1-1 with the keeper.
Free kick for Hibernian. Looking for Caldwell, who was in there. Couldn't get any sort of meaty touch on it. A good long run out by McNamee. Lee Makel. Poor ball by McNamee. Lovell made the best of it. Makel once again. Fernandez. And McNamee has stopped his run. Who was at fault there? Fernandez for not looking, or McNamee for not continuing his run?
Well, he should have continued his run, no question. You know, if Fernandez is looking down at the ball, that's the last thing he sees. You know, he's looking at there, he's making sure that he's going to put the ball in the right area. It's up to the wing back to get down the line.
Ryden challenging Rubio. Andrews slipping. Suspicion that he might have handled it when he was on the ground there. Andrews now 28 years of age. Roland Edge with the throw in. He moved to Leicester a couple of years ago. According to speculation, that is. Thompson with the chip into the penalty area.
So just forcing it slightly there, that ball from Kevin Thompson, because Caldwell was right next to him. You know, all he has to do is pass it across the line, 5-10 yard ball, keep possession of the ball, make this Livingston side run around, because they are a bit older and the legs will start to tire.
The first meeting came on this ground. It was in the Scottish Cup semi-final in 2001. Hibs won it 3-0. Ever since that day, the ascendancy between the two has ebbed and flowed. This year Livingston have the two wins. They have a chance here with Fernandez. It's good defending in the end by Edge. Just got the nick on it. Free kick goes Hibernian's way against Dorado.
I thought Edge was a little bit lucky there, Jonathan, because he was the wrong side. You know, he had to put his leg around Fernandez just to get the touch on it, take it away from the striker.
1 minute of stoppage time in the CIS Insurance Cup final of 2004. Murdoch's gone forward and is again the target, and again he's beaten in the air by Andrews. Lilly back helping out his defence. Ironic cheers for the referee, Willie Young from the Livingston 9,000, because the decision has gone their way. beaten in the air by Lilly. Hasn't seen enough of the ball, Derek Lilly, up front for Livingston.
Well, the quality upturn's not been particularly good, and if you look at their midfield as well, you know, Makel's the one that's been trying to get forward. Burton O'Brien really hasn't done a lot in this game, and Stuart Lovell's, you know, sitting in front of the back three.
Scott Brown for Hibs. The half-time whistle stops that move building up, and we haven't seen too many moves completed, to be honest, in that first half. Applause from the Livingston fans, outnumbered here at Hampden Park, but as for the scoreline, with the thoughts of Pat Nevin, John Barnes and Kenny Dalglish to come, it's 0-0. Confirmation of the sides then, and Hibs with Anderson, Smith, Dumbe, Murdoch and edge the back four, Reid, Caldwell and Thompson and Brown, O'Connor and Riordan up front, and they'll kick us off and underway in the second half. And Livingston with Mackenzie in goal, McNamee, Rubio, Andrews, Dorado and McAllister back five, Makel, Lovell and O'Brien, and then Lilly and Fernandez up front. And it will be Gary O'Connor to kick us off and underway in the second half, the 20-year-old from Edinburgh, and a Hibs fan through his boyhood, and now here in a final for them. And looking forward immediately. Away by Marvin Andrews, and Lilly played it back. McAllister to Fernandez, and the boys were talking about at half-time. So the man most likely to for Livingston then, Lee Makel. Just in two minds, David McNamee, the Livingston right wing-back. When there has been a long-range pass for Livingston, indeed in the game, it's come from the boot of Lee Makel.
He has got that ability, John, to pick passes out from 60, 70 yards, Lee Makel. And they're sort of matching each other up in the middle of the park at the moment, aren't they? Reid and Lovell are together. Likewise, what we've seen in that first half, Thompson and Makel together all the time. And the other one is Caldwell, who's been picked up by O'Brien.
Makel, Thompson, battle. Just went over the rulebook lines a couple of times in the first half. Interesting to keep an eye on that one. Scott Brown for Hibs. Dumbo. Well, it's a space here now for running edge. Thompson Hibs to Bill. Thompson making the run in front of him. Rubio's gone there with him. And it's a corner early on in the second half for Hibs. Rubio. Scott Brown is in the 6-yard area on the goalkeeper. Big Murdoch's coming forward now. Caldwell's in there as well. It's taken short. Brown got the touch! Really could have gone absolutely anywhere. It may well have flicked Burton O'Brien as it came through. It didn't. It's a throw to Livingston.
Oh, this is a bad miss. This really is a wonderful ball in from Thompson. You can see there, Brown is all on his own. All he has to do is get the merest of touches on this, and it's a goal. No question about it, and it just flashes across the face of the goal. No Hibs player could get on the end of it, but great chance for Scott Brown.
Smith for Hibs. Good start of the second half for them. O'Connor. Riordan wants, gets it. A little bit ambitious.
Well, positive. You know, he's picked it up. He had rolling edge gone down the outside of him, but he's decided to cut inside onto his right foot. McNamee doesn't close him down early enough, gives him the chance to get his strike at goal, but it was always goal wide of the goal.
Roddy McKenzie's goal kick looks for Lilly, beaten in the air by Dumbe. Just got a knock on the back of his Achilles, I think, in there. Murdoch away. This place passed by Caldwell. He's come forward with progressive sorties during the game. O'Connor. Well, Marvin Andrews has gone down holding the back of his ankle there as if he was clipped late as well. Fernandez, has he got the pace to get away? No. Andrews is limping. Edge for Hibs. O'Connor. Adam wanted it. Rubio there. Lilly. Lee Maker takes it off him. McNamee. Good run here. Chance for Livingston. Blocked by Murdoch. Mako. Dumba eases it away. That's the biggest balloon in the world out there. It's enormous. Mako. Now can they get the ball back in? O'Brien. Lilly! And Livingston have the lead! 4 minutes into the second half. And the underdogs are ahead in the CIS Insurance Cup final.
Well, this has come against the run of play. Jonathan Hibs have been doing all the attacking, but they don't clear the danger in and around the box. You can see it's a lovely ball out to the left-hand side. Look at the room O'Brien's got. He does extremely well. Good control. Picks out the pass towards Derek Lilly, and he's never going to miss from that angle. 8 yards out. Lovely side-footed strike-kick goal. Anderson's got absolutely no chance. And Livingston can't believe it. They're 1-0 up.
Scored the penalty winner against Dundee to get them here. A man who knows the importance of football to his life, a man who spent years as an apprentice welder at Babcock Shipyard. He was one of 7. 6 got laid off. Moved into full-time football. Went to Leeds, didn't make it there. Came back to Scotland from Oxford to Dundee United. A hero with them when he kept them up against St Johnstone in May of 2001. And a hero for Livingston now. Mum, who scored? Hibs immediately force a corner down the other end. David Hay looks on, not a flicker of emotion. There's his side lead here. And his assistants Billy Kirkwood and Alan Preston and Paul Hegarty. A total of 13 League Cup final appearances in Scotland. Hybees is the roar though. Thompson with the corner. Murdoch was in there. Lilly away. Fernandez all alone. Well, they've got a chance here. This is onside and this could absolutely kill it. Now, McNamee. McAllister it is. Livingston 2, Hibs 0. The breakout, the pass from Fernandez. And the finish was so simple, or made to look so simple.
Suspicion of offside here as well, Jonathan. You can just see as Fernandez goes to this ball through to McAllister. Is he in the offside position? Very, very close. The assistant on the far side allows him to play on. What a calculated finish this is. Can't really tell from there if he is or not. 2 of the Hibernian defenders have got their hands up for offside, but that is a clinical finish from McAllister. Just puts it beyond Anderson, curls it round him into the corner, and an excellent finish. And he's on. He's definitely onside. Fantastic angle there, we can see. Great decision by the assistant.
In his own half when the ball was played, Jamie McAllister suffered those cup heartaches with Aberdeen in his days there. Good ball, wasn't it? Through to him as well by Fernandez. Now can they come back from this, Hibs? 2 goals in 3 minutes.
What a start to the second half. Hardly had a shot in that first half either side. 7 minutes into the second half, we've got 2 goals already.
Murdoch's pass had too much length. There's that young lad who made the phone call home. Contrast.
Probably on the phone to the bookmakers, probably Lilly for first goal.
Well, it's not a bad bet if he did. That's the 9th time he scored the first goal when he's netted this season in 16. But we know what Hibs are all about in this season's CIS Insurance Cup competition. Late drama. Every tie they've played this season in this, there's been some sort of spin at the end. Fernandez, that's clever. Lily in the middle. Oh, just poked wide. Oscar Rubio, of all people, getting in there.
Well, such is the confidence at the moment of Livingston players. Even the centre-halves are getting forward. Lovely ball across by Fernandez. I thought Lily was just going to get a touch on it. Went, flashed past him. It ended up with Rubio at the far post. It was an acute angle. Couldn't get the ball back across the face of the goal. It went Armstead wide.
Wide. Thompson to get it in. Read out wide. This is Caldwell. Harry Smith. Ball off the young Scott Brown. And the Hibs fans' frustrations beginning to grow in the stands.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 2-3 minutes maybe Jonathan, that Bobby Williamson makes changes. He's got a lot of young players out in that pitch. He's probably looked for some leaders out there at that moment, because they have to score very quickly and get back into this game.
And others would have been onside. They won't have too much weight. Togetherness about Livingston. 9 of the players are ever present in this season's competition. Dumbo for Hibs. Reed went down. Time for tears, not quite yet, certainly for concerns. Fernandez all over Dumbo. He's really come out sparking in this second half though, Fernandez.
I'm sure David A had a word with his players at half-time and saying, you know, you've not really settled down yet, lads. You've not played the way that you can.
Can they get a third? This is not going to be in the penalty area. Oh! Again, he was allowed to come all the way.
They're all over the place at the moment, Hibs. They've given the ball away constantly. You know, McNamee picks this up, drives, good run from Lily, takes 1 or 2 defenders away from him. Yeah, he's just got to get the ball on target. It's a great run from McNamee from that right wing back position. But there, Jonathan, you're just looking for him to show a little bit of composure. Unfortunately, puts it over the bar.
Smith, Caldwell. Right away. O'Brien. O'Connor. O'Connor goes to grab still O'Connor. Right in the middle. Livingston quickly to get 3-4 men back though. And O'Brien completes the clearance and looks for Fernandez. Dumbo has the pace to get back.
Very fortunate once again there, Dumbo. He keeps getting caught on the wrong side of the player that he's marking. He should have been inside Fernandez there. On that occasion he's on the outside and allowing him to play that ball over the top. Just lucky he's quick enough to get back.
Still going, 2 men in the middle. There's one of them. One's in there as well. So 2 was the Livingston keeper. Henry Williamson, what a job it is for him now.
We were probably thinking 2 minutes into that second half they should have been 1-0 up. You know, Scott Brown had a terrific opportunity for a header from Kevin Thompson's cross. He misses that and all of a sudden he finds the side 2-0 down very quickly.
Michael. Again. Go back to Fernandez, looks for Lily. Dumbo don't have the pace to recover.
He's also waiting for his goalkeeper Daniel Anderson to come out and take that a little bit earlier than he did.
Oh well. Colin Murder. Kevin Thompson. Livingston missed their first major fine. 2 up. O'Brien finds Fernandez, who's found so many spaces. But, well, he had to have been an Olympic sprinter to get to that return. Livingston captain in his days as a Hibs player. And now watches his side, defends this free kick to Hibernian. And by Scott Brown. Pass to the offender. Thompson will take it. O'Connor's in at the 6-yard area. Brown is in there as well, and Riordan. And Murdoch peering into the sunshine. Beyond him. Lilly was back defending. Now they're stretched. This is Thompson. Darts it in. Looking for O'Connor.
He just needs to put a little bit more air on that ball there. Thompson, you know, drove it into the near post, and you're actually being a very quick player indeed to get on the end of it. A little bit more height, and we could have gave his strikers a better chance of getting on the end of it.
Away by Roland Edge. Thompson. Chasing once again, Coolwell dropping deep. Hibs trying to work themselves into a little bit of a rhythm again. Coolwell. Half to go. Ryder. Connor's in the middle. So to Ree. The captain arrives! Oh goodness me, a chance for Hibs rather Gary Smith.
He didn't know what to do, Gary Smith. He didn't know whether to shoot the goal or try to put it across the face of the goal for one of his teammates. In the end, he done nothing, Jonathan. It's a good cross by Riordan to the far post. Look, when Smith comes in, I mean, that's a nothing ball, isn't it? It's neither a shot or a cross. You can see by his response afterwards, very, very disappointed with his effort.
Half an hour to go, just under. Hibs must be thinking about substitutions. They'll be disappointed with the way they played. Maybe not to me. Edge looks for Scott Brown. And Rubio is holding his face.
I don't think he was happy with the challenge from Scott Brown there. This looks a clash of heads, both of them are just feeling it. Here's the ball, just his arms right across Rubio. The referee was spot on to give him the free kick. But I think it was what happened afterwards as well between Rubio and Brown.
Next up on 5, the UEFA Cup 4th round second leg, Marseille against Liverpool on the 25th. 1-1 from the first leg. Well, he thought he was fouled by Thompson. Tom McManus is going to come on for Hibs, the man who missed out on the 2001 Cup final against Celtic. He's been around forever, Tom McManus. He's only 23. And he's going to come on. And it'll be Gary Smith who goes away. Who gets the captain's armband? Throws it to Gary Caldwell. What are your thoughts on this, Ray?
Well, I just felt it was a gamble playing Gary Smith. He's been out injured for a few games. Decided to give him the opportunity, but Tom McManus won't let him down. There's no question about it. He'll be very disappointed he didn't get a starting position. Caldwell will go to that right back position. McManus will push up.
There he is playing right now, Caldwell. Dorado. Famous day this will be for Livingston. Won Division 3, won Division 2 a couple of times, and Division 1 in 2001. Semi-finalists in this competition in '85. Cornwall down. This is Lovell. Makel. Space to McNamee. Now cutting through the middle. Oh, unlucky. Roland Edge saw the run and went with him. Ryder had to check and hold it up because O'Connor had strayed offside. McManus. That's good defender. Marvin Andrews. And McManus held him in the end.
Strong with him. Knew exactly where McManus wanted to go down that line. Just stood firm here. Andrews knows where he's going. Look at that for strength. No chance he's going to get round. McManus round Andrews on that occasion. Good defending.
Seems a shame, really, that if Livingston win, there's still no UEFA Cup from this competition. That lovely romantic run in that competition last year. Doumbé heads away for Hibs. Nothing is going right for Hibs at the moment. Makel and Thompson. Round 4.
Oh, did you see what Thompson just did there? He just threw the ball at Willie Young, the referee. I'm surprised he didn't book him for that.
Fernandez goes down another free kick. Scott Brown, the offender.
They're just losing their discipline at the moment. Here comes the yellow card. Kevin Thompson, I think it is.
Thompson and Brown both have lost their cool in the last 10 minutes.
Just getting wound up at the moment, aren't they? You know, 2 goals behind. They know what it means to this club to win this competition. You know what it means to the people of Edinburgh as well.
25 minutes to go. Fernandez, he's in the middle. Andrews as well. He's at the far post. But he's fouled. Oh, he couldn't climb high enough. Sean Lovell, the captain, gives chase with Caldwell. He's in a rush here to get on with things for Hibs. Doumbé. Edge. Caldwell. Showed too much of it to Doumbé. Again, was quick over the first 5 yards. Roland Edge. Thompson. Runs wide. McManus is through the middle. O'Connor's there as well. So to Ronnie McKenzie.
I think on that occasion, when Thompson kicked his leg, his standing leg, as he went to put that cross in.
McNamee. Just over 20 minutes remain then. Hibs 2-0 up. Lillian McAllister. Nice gives chase. Can't get back into this. Billy's offside. A little unfortunate there, Fernandez. The referee was playing the advantage. He could have given a free kick at any stage there. Maybe again to Livingston.
Definitely offside though, Lily. But Fernandez looks a different player in the second half to the one we've seen in the first.
All the way through for Ryder.
Wrong option again there from Kevin Thompson. Rolling Edge has made a lovely run down that left-hand side for him. All he has to do is put the ball out there and let him get across. And here when he picks it up, he's always in his mind to strike the ball up towards goal. But look how many Livingston players are in front of him. That would have been a tremendously good shot to beat the goalkeeper from there anyway. With so many people in front of him, should just help the ball on wide and let Edge get his crossing.
The substitution for Hibs. Dobby is the man who's come on. Alan Reid is the man who's departed. Another forward comes on then. Williamson went back to the club he played for as a striker, Rangers, and got Stephen Dobby free last summer. He's got a hat-trick against Montrose in round 2 of this competition. And here come Hibs now. Edge of the penalty area. Back to him. It's all rather tentative stuff from Dobby.
You can see Livingston claiming for offside, but no chance that it was, and Rolling Edge just couldn't get his strike on target there.
Right up from Thompson. And Dunbar. Caldwell's just the bottom of your picture there now. Frustrations going. It's a sloppy touch, isn't it? Dunbar. Caldwell has kept it in. Fernandez wins the free kick and did well. Tight little bit of skill from Fernandez. There's Lovell, the Livingston captain. Away by Dunbar, Lovell's first to it. McNamee. Edge goes to him. Could be as well. They'll use their wing backs well, Livingston. Fernandez has won another free kick.
Scott Brown again. I'm sure the referee, Willie Young's going to have a word with him here, because that's 3 or 4 occasions. He's just lost the plot at the moment. He's running around and very naive. I know he's only a young man, but, you know, Fernandez just holding the ball off. Not even trying to get the ball there, is he? Just determined to bring him down.
Scottish Youth International. Hibs now defending. Fernandez. Oh, that's beautifully done. Murdoch blocks it, still the chance is on. Lovely ball by Fernandez.
Look at the two Hibernian players, caught ball watching. There's a good run from Lee Mako. Just his touch there, let him down slightly, couldn't get it under control, put a decent ball across the face of the goal. But look at this from Fernandez, over the top of the two Hibernian lads.
Murdoch edge of the penalty area. Andrews down. Again, the youngster. And Scott Brown hasn't been his second half.
Playing more in the central row since Gary Smith's gone off and Caldwell's come into that right back position. He's in there alongside Kevin Thompson. It's virtually a 4-2-4 formation at the moment.
I think back to that first half chance he had when he showed too much of the ball. And goalkeeper Roddy McKenzie got a touch on it and it came out. And for the second effort in, Marvin Andrews blocked on the line. What difference that would have made?
Well, his worst effort really, Jonathan, was the header just after half-time when he could have made it 1-0, when he completely missed it.
Edge for Hibs. 17 minutes to go. Making the run to open up a gap. There's Dobby. There's a good head down and rush. Away by Marvin Andrews. Back come Hibs. Caldwell's headed down. Willie will bring it clear and was rather cynically tripped by O'Connor. referee in the firing line there for a minute.
It was a cynical challenge from O'Connor. He knew exactly what he was doing. Billy's away from him, just clips his heels.
No yellow card though. O'Connor got one first half effort off the line by Andrews. Can't feel that he's not had a sniff of a chance. Murdoch defending with Lily. Level forward, Fernandez. He goes outside him. Easily into the hands of Daniel Anderson. And Edge again takes up the running for Hibs. Next down on Dobby once more. Lovell looking for Lily, but probably Fernandez would have been the better option to the left. Lily still full of chase. Murdoch. Stephen Dobby wants it. Widen. Just too far for him.
Falky. Decent ball from Dobby. A little bit too much pace on, took it away from Ryden. He's starting to peter out a little bit as well, isn't he?
He's got cramp, I think.
He's done a lot of running in this game, though. I don't know if the fans are complaining about you got cramp, you got cramp. You can tell them to go off the pitch. It's a bit unfair.
His fans want Ronnie McKenzie to get on with it, or the referee to make him get on with it. Out of way, Level made the most of it. O'Brien's pass. And again, man Fernandez holds it up. Worrying Doumbé. Started off at Deportivo La Coruña, David Fernandez. Came to Scotland originally with Airdrie. He's done well there. He's just providing them with something that Hibs lack.
Well, he's holding the ball up, Jonathan, a lot better than he was in the first half. You can see he's got a few tricks as well. And his confidence is high because he's created the second goal, which was the important one as well. 1-0. Hibs have always got a chance. 2-0.
McAllister's got to touch a crowd now, look. On it, nearly on. And Thompson for Hibs. Ryden. Still think this game's got another twist in it. O'Connor up to him. Ryden. Terrific defending again by Marvin Andrews.
Ryden's been down on for a penalty there, Jonathan. He's never had a chance this way to be a penalty kick.
And Anderson, well, in the end, got into a little bit of a pickle with Fernandez there.
Why didn't he pick it up? It was Derek Lilly who put the ball through.
Livingston going to send on Scott McLaughlin any moment now. Here come Hibs once again. 2-0 down. Cross looks for McManus!
I think this takes a deflection off McAllister as well. So McKenzie does well to save this one. There's the header, just takes the slightest deflection of Jamie McAllister. But Roddy McKenzie was there to save him.
Murdoch. David McNamee, who was struggling so badly with cramp, will be the man who goes away for Livingston when McLaughlin comes on. This is Fernandez. Livingston have 12 minutes to hold on. Well, fortune favours the brave. Very came out of that with the ball at his feet, I don't know. Fernandez still on his haunches. This is Dobby. Oh, what a great effort! Rasping drive. Deserved better.
Oh, that's a great strike. Yeah, very positive. Runs inside Rubio and decides to strike it from distance. On this occasion, I think Roddy McKenzie's beat. Just the ball swerving away. Look at that, inches wide of the goal. And there's Bobby Wilson. He's out now, trying to drive his team forward. If we could just get one goal, we could be back in this match.
Here's McNamee off, and McLaughlin on for Livingston. Immediately goes to the right fullback position. Just over 10 minutes to go. No support whatsoever for O'Connor. He's going to have to hold it here. Ball well to McManus. Dobby's in the middle. Ball well. Charged down by Dorado. Sensible touch from Lovell. Dunbar. Fernandez just dropped off a yard. In case the header came to him, it didn't in the end. This is Brown. Oh, that's a terrible tackle.
Dorado with a challenge here, isn't it? Nowhere near the ball here. The challenge on Scott Brown. Luckily, Brown sees it and just jumps over the top of it. This could have been a real bad challenge, and very fortunate there. He hasn't caused more damage on that tackle, Dorado.
Caldwell with a free kick. Murdoch in there. O'Connor the penalty. A little bit of a push and shove going on with Rubio. Thompson in there as well with Makel. Caldwell's free kick. It's a good bold punch away by the goalkeeper Roddy McKenzie under all sorts of pressure. Rubio's gone down holding his head. Tackle's beginning to fly.
I'll tell you what, I think this is an elbow here. It looked like there was an elbow here. Gary O'Connor, I think it is, at the far post, who catches Rubio. You have to see this again, Jonathan. Here's the ball that comes in. You can see how many people are around here. Just watch the arm there. Well, he swings it out, and it's an afterthought from Rubio to go down. You can see they're holding each other's shirts, and there's the elbow go back from O'Connor. Definitely swinging to the right arm there in the direction of Oscar Rubio.
He may have hurt his head in the initial climb with the goalkeeper, but certainly it wasn't the elbow that did that. Worried Hibs fans, 8 minutes to go. This is why they're worried. O'Brien to Lillian 1-0. And Jamie McAllister all the way through for the second. Bounce ball to restart. I'll give Rubio the benefit of the doubt, Ray, and say that he was hurt in the initial aerial challenge, but certainly wasn't in what happened afterwards. He's a young man who's lost his way in this particular game.
It's been coming, that, isn't it? I know that's about 4 or 5 occasions in the second half that he's flown into challenges where he's never going to win the ball. Just petulance here. Frustration, I suppose. David Fernandez doesn't deserve that from the young man. That's a cynical challenge.
And the second half has gone drastically wrong for Hibs. Rubio's back on the field. Livingston's finest hour. Supply of Hibees now. A little bit muted. Lost on the breeze. Fernandez. O'Brien, well, he's gonna have to watch it here. I think he's got one more tackle in him. and the referee will send him packing.
I don't think he caught him really there, did he? He didn't really catch O'Brien there. It's an afterthought going down.
2 minutes after you've been booked, Ray. It's a challenge.
As I say, he's completely lost it in the second half.
Talented youngster. McAllister with the free kick forward, Murdoch. Dobby gives chase. It really was hit and hope from Hibs. The vast majority of fans at Hampden today are going to go back to Edinburgh bitterly disappointed. You can't see it now. As we said before, though, late flourishes, trademark of Hibs' campaign in the CIS Insurance Cup this season. This is McManus. Caldwell. And funneled inside. Fernandez. Worse than it was. Fernandez was stumbling, was stumbling forward. He's got cramp.
He's been asking to come off for the last 2-3 minutes. Fernandez has been looking over the bench, motioning to him that he needs to come off. Not too much in that, is it?
Well, they have Fernando Pasquinelli, the Argentinian, warmed up to come on.
Interesting there, rolling edge, the left back for Hibernian, just come over and having a word with Scott Brown, just tell him to calm down, and there's no point now, they're 2-0 down. We can't have someone sent off, we'll never get back into the match.
Saying to the referee that Fernandez should be off the field of play as the Hibs fans start to leave. Young one in the thick of things there.
Can you tell me why they've got the hard hats on?
Can you tell me why this is taking so long, Ray? He's got cramp, I think. Hands on head, heart in the mouth time. What a moment for them. And all this time, it'll be difficult for Hibs to pick it up in the dying seconds after this lengthy break. This is taking a ridiculous amount of time. But a player who has made a terrific contribution to this second half, being stretched away, David Fernandez. He's Livingston side 2-0 up, Lily and McAllister with the goals. And Pasquinelli comes on to replace him. Dorado with the free kick, looks for Pasquinelli straight away, pushing down on Dumba.
Is he a double for Fernandez? He looks exactly the same.
Roland Edge. Dobby. Lovely's had a terrific game, I think, for Hibs. Away. For Livingston, I should say, away. Chance here, maybe for Brown. Oh, it's just over from Dobby.
That's 2 attempts at goal he's had, and he's been very close on both occasions. I think the keeper's beaten here. Brown just sets the ball back for Dobby, and you look at Brodie McKenzie in the goal, he doesn't even move. He knows he's beaten, and that's only a foot or so over the top.
Dunbay, pressurised by the substitute, Baskinelli. Into the last minute, will be a man of the match, Ray.
Well, there have been 2 or 3 contenders. Certainly Fernandes in the second half is excellent. But I'm going to give it to the captain of Livingston, Stuart Lovell. I think he's been one of the unsung heroes in the middle of the park. The work he's got through, and I think his experience alongside Mako has been the difference for Livingston today.
And for Hibs, one last hurrah perhaps. Thompson left it. The drive by Ryan was blocked. Roland Edge first there to it. Baskinelli. Ryan back to him. Bone-jarring challenge by McManus. And his header gone in and not been saved by the goalkeeper. It might have been a different story. Stuart Lovell confirmed as the CIS Insurance man of the match against his old side. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Free kick to Hibs. Anderson with the free kick forward. It's another good climb by Marvin Anderson. Another terrific game for Livingston too. Paul McGowan is coming on and Burton O'Brien is making way for him. O'Brien makes his way to the bench. And Hibs make their way into the Livingston penalty area. Brown was in there. Way down by John Paul McGowan, former Celtic player, was at Sheffield United for a brief while on loan. Unimpressed with Dobby. Brown still in the thick of things. And a yellow card for Jamie McAllister, I think, for just chatting on.
Verbals, isn't it?
Roddy McKenzie away. Jimmy Baskinelli. This is Brown. It's good tight control. He's touch took it away from O'Connor. They haven't given a good account of themselves here, Hibs.
No, they haven't, particularly in the second half. First half, I thought they had the better of it without really looking threatening. But this second half, apart from the chance for Scott Brown, the header very early on, and maybe 2 strikes from Stephen Dobby when he came on, apart from that, they have been very disappointing.
I don't know. Third up forward. Chance for Thompson. Wouldn't come down for him. Lovell almost inevitably there. Making away. Baskinelli. Dumba's there with him. He's just trying to hold it up here and spend some seconds. He's done a very good job. Dumba's stolen away from him in the end. We're making about 90 seconds to go. Deep into stoppage time. Deep into that 4-minute period of stoppage time. Thompson. Livingston, club and administration, on the verge here of lifting their first major trophy in their first major final. Dunbay. To cover was McLaughlin, and away by the goalkeeper Roddy McKenzie. Davey Hay, what a moment for him. Told me on Friday night, forget what I achieved as a player. This would top it all. Players on wage cuts, others made redundant. They have seconds to go. They'd love a clean sheet as well. O'Connor in the middle. And Marvin Andrews brings it away, and this is Lilly. And Lee Makel will hold on to it out there. Gerardo's gone forward and wants it played. And he's got Pasquinelli in the middle. And that should just be about time up as he holds it in there. And Hibs will bring it away. The shrill whistles you can hear from Livingston fans. McManus, should he have started for Hibs? Away by Rubio. What a moment for him this will be. A man from Madrid, which has suffered such terrible trauma this week. Dunbag, and he finds Caldwell. The full-time whistle blows and David Hay celebrates, and the Livingston fans join in exultation of a famous, famous day. Lilly and McAllister the goal scorers. David Hay and Livingston make history, their first major trophy. And Hibs beaten, Hibs the favourites by 2-0. Lilly was the man who got the first. O'Brien to the left ball line, and the former Shipyard welder made it 1-0, and McAllister all alone to race half the length of the field. And the cup, the CIS Insurance Cup of 2004, is Livingston's.
Started quite positively again. There was a good near post cross in that Scott Brown tried to get ahead on, missed it. And then within 2 or 3 minutes they're 2 down, and then they just didn't have the craft or wherewithal to break down a very strong Livingston defence.
They deserved it over the 90 minutes, Pat, didn't they?
Yeah, they probably did. Experience paid through in the end, and happy for Livy. Life
Well,
of Livy.
Well, let's hear from the victorious captain, Stuart Lovell, as he speaks with Andy Walker.
Stuart, that was a thoroughly professional performance. How does it feel to be a cup winner?
Well, it feels great. I mean, there's a lot of relief involved. It's a very heavy pitch. It was hard work. We had a good 10-minute spell in the second half, and that was about it, but it was enough to win.
You were well served by your win-backs. One of them gets a goal and the other one almost scored.
Yeah, that's
fantastic
right.
Performance.
Well, we encourage them to get forward as much as we can. We would like to have played a lot better today, but as you said yourself, it's all about winning.
Stuart, go and join your teammates. You're the CIS Insurance Man of the Match. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Stuart Lovell, his brother Simon, has come all the way from Australia to see him here. He'll be somewhere amongst the Livingston fans. And there is the man who played for Hibs and suffered something of a hand and jinx before this. He was on the bench in the 2001 Cup final defeat against Celtic, came on as a sub and was injured when Australia came and played Scotland here. It will be Stuart Lovell, his goalkeeper behind him, Ronnie McKenzie, who makes the journey up the Hampden steps now. Second half hero, Fernandez, being carried up on the back of a teammate, piggybacked up to get his medal. Not the green and white scarf for Stuart Lovell, but the yellow, the gold and black of the ribbons of the CIS trophy, being the CIS Insurance Cup of 2004, is Stuart Lovell and Livingston. Davy Hay and his backroom staff, Billy Kirkwood, Alan Preston, Paul Hegarty, all there. And a wonderful moment.
Well, Kenny, they really did deserve it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I mean, obviously the administration thing and everything that the players and the club have been through, it's a marvellous achievement for them to go through and go on and win this. And I think it was alluded to earlier in the commentary, I think it's just unfortunate there's no UEFA Cup place for the winner.
Well, it was Livingston's day. Congratulations to Livingston on a fantastic victory. From Kenny, Pat and myself, goodbye.
And this is Arthur Montford saying good evening to you and welcome to Celtic Park, Glasgow. The big occasion, Celtic versus Real Madrid. The teams are out, the coin has been tossed and off we go. We're starting our story of this game right at the beginning with the kick-off.